Hey, what's going on guys, it's me JC and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk about a theory about Black Ops 3 zombies that you guys might find very interesting. Normally in zombies, when we get a new map, Treyarch tries to add some new implementation to make the map a better and more interesting experience, to make zombies feel fresh and new with each and every map we get. As of yet, we haven't had a real game changer in zombies for a very long time. If you guys remember the old days of World at War, we didn't even have a Pack-a-Punch originally. We didn't even have perks originally. When Treyarch added perks into Verrückt, the second zombies map, that changed zombies so much in so little time. And when we got a Pack-a-Punch machine in the fourth zombies map, that made things even more insane and more crazy. And it created a whole new replayability to zombies, where you always wanted to try out new weapons and how new weapons would act in the Pack-a-Punch machine. You would take the Kar98K in World at War, one of the most garbage guns in the whole game, and you would take it to the Pack-a-Punch machine just to see what it would do. Just to see what it would do in our beloved zombies mode. And I think in Black Ops 3, Treyarch is going to have something very new and similar to these implementations of the past. We haven't had a true major innovation in a very long time. Yes, they add a bunch of things to each new zombies map to keep it fresh, but there hasn't been something that truly changed the gameplay in the same way that the Pack-a-Punch did in Reese. So anyways, to get right to it, I want to propose to you guys my idea for the next major innovation of Call of Duty Zombies in Black Ops 3. And my idea is something very similar to the Pack-a-Punch machine, yet I don't want to get rid of the original Pack-a-Punch machine. I still want the Pack-a-Punch to be there, but I want this to be a second machine that does even more work to our guns, that does even more upgrades to our guns, but is a lot different than the Pack-a-Punch machine. And right now, I'm just going to call this the Elemental Pack-a-Punch machine, or maybe the Elemental machine. I don't really have a good name for it right now, but my idea of this basically comes from the Origins stabs. If you guys don't remember, there was 4 stabs in Origins. There was wind, there was lightning, there was fire, and there was ice. And all 4 of these stabs were very fun to use, and they all were elemental effects. So each one of them did a different kind of elemental effect. And I was thinking, how could they make the Pack-a-Punch machine, or how could they make another machine add some cool effects to our weapons? And I was thinking, how about elemental effects? What if you could say, go to the normal Pack-a-Punch machine and Pack-a-Punch like you normally would, and then later in the game, when you want to do something else to your weapon, you can stick it into this elemental machine, and it gives you one of 4 random elemental identities. That means your weapon could randomly get ice effects, or fire damage, or the ability of wind, or the ability of lightning. All of this is very cool in my head, and I think this could be possible, and I also have a few ideas on how this could work. So first off, I was thinking this machine would cost around 7,500 points, and would be essentially like a Pack-a-Punch 2.0, but wouldn't just upgrade your weapon, but give it elemental effects like I've said before. Most people are under the impression that Treyarch's just gonna give us a new upgrade to the weapons to make them more and more strong, but I really would like to see some new form of these weapons. I'd really like to see something like an elemental machine that really changed the weapons and made them different from just being Pack-a-Punch, because if you just Pack-a-Punch a weapon a second time, it's pretty much the same exact thing. You're just making it stronger. In this case, with them adding an elemental effect to it, it makes it a lot cooler. It makes it way more interesting to me. And plus, for each effect, I have some specific ideas on what it could do. So say you put your weapon into this elemental machine and it came out with fire. So it's going to be random. It's going to be a random element to it. So you're not going to be able to choose if you want fire or ice or wind or lightning. You're just gonna get one randomly. So that's like the gamble with it. It's gonna be sort of like the mystery box, but a Pack-a-Punch machine. You put it in there and it comes out with fire. So say you get fire, you're gonna do massively more damage with your weapons. It's gonna have a huge damage increase that otherwise wouldn't have. So basically, this is a Pack-a-Punch 2.0. So if you get fire, you basically have stronger rounds. And also, when you shoot zombies and kill them, they have a chance of exploding and basically hurting the other other zombies around them. So you can do some explosive damage with this fire effect. So it's not just purely for show, purely just for damage. It could also make the zombies explode and do more damage to the zombies near them. Alright, so the next elemental effect is ice. So when you shoot the zombies with ice rounds, it's going to slow them down significantly, and it's also going to be a lot easier to shoot them with any other weapon. So say you're shooting a zombie with ice rounds and a teammate is helping you out, they're much more vulnerable to your teammate's shots as well, because ice makes them very, very vulnerable. It's kind of like frostbite. If you have frostbite, you can break off your finger or something. It's very, very easy to do that. It would be the same way with this effect. Now moving on to the next effect, which is lightning or electricity, whatever you want to call it. This effect is going to be not as effective in terms of damage, but overall effective in terms of clearing out a whole horde. So if you shoot one zombie with lightning, you have a very high chance of shocking another zombie in a chain. So of course, this is going to be very similar to the idea of the Wonder Waff or any other electricity gun that's ever been in zombies before. So when you kill zombies with it, it's going to have a very, very high chance of taking out other zombies along the way. You're gonna be able to chain zombie kills together just by taking out one zombie alone, whether it be 1, 2, 5, that remains to be seen. I haven't really got all the details yet in my head, but this is what this effect is going to do overall. And it's also going to stun the zombies. So if you're shooting them all and it does that electricity effect and chains them, it's going to stun the other zombies near them as well. So overall, lightning is going to be very useful in taking out a whole train, just like the Wonder Waff was back in the old days of World at War. Now, to be honest with you guys, the final effect is the only one that I'm not so sure on how it would work yet. I really don't know how to make this effect different from all the other ones, but this effect is when, and my idea at the moment is that this effect pushes the zombies back or stuns them massively. And when you reload, a small little gust of wind will circle around you, protecting you for just the slightest bit. So sort of like a very minuscule version of Electric Cherry. It wouldn't be as powerful as Electric Cherry, but think of it sort of as a wind alternative to Electric Cherry. But also, your bullets will be able to push the zombies back. So say you're trapped into a corner and you have no way of killing the zombies. Say you're on round 1000 and you can't even kill the zombies with your bullets, but you shoot them with your wind bullets and it sort of pushes them out of the way. Not as much as say like a thunder gun blast, but mainly just something very, very minuscule and tiny that just aids them out of the way, that gets them out of your path. And just overall, this would be very, very effective. It's not as good in terms of damage as all the other ones, but in terms of getting out of a trap and in terms of not getting trapped. So say you're reloading and this little gust of wind protects you when you're reloading, this overall would be a very, very good effect and would balance out all the rest of the effects overall. So what do you guys think about this idea? Do you like the idea of a Pack-a-Punch machine, or a Pack-a-Punch 2.0 machine, I should say, that gives us elemental effects at random? And there could be also many more elemental effects that I haven't even talked about. These are just the main 4 that we've seen in zombies multiple times, and I think it'd be cool if there was some way we could add this to our bullets of our normal guns. So just overall, I think it'd be cool if we could go into a game, Pack-a-Punch our guns normally, and then Pack-a-Punch our guns again in this elemental machine, and basically have a Pack-a-Punch 2.0 with elemental effects. So what do you guys think about all this? Tell me in the comments below your ideas, your thoughts about this idea, and tell me what you think Treyarch is going to do, because honestly, I think they're going to try to do at least something different in Black Ops 3, because this is pretty much like the start of a new era of zombies, and I think they're going to have something amazing in the first map to really make the next map a new level of zombies. This has been JC, and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a good one.